In this video, we're gonna look at knots. We're gonna give you the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knots that you need to know as an outdoorsman. All right, the first one we're gonna talk about is the trucker's hitch. All right, now the trucker's hitch comes in handy when you wanna take something, say like on top of your car, and you wanna tighten it down quite a lot. This kayak works really good for demonstration purposes. So I've basically got this kayak on here, and this is the last bit that I wanna tie down. Now, one way that a lot of people will just tie down a kayak is they'll just, you know, wrap the rope around and they'll try to like tie some hitches or something in the rope. But the problem is that then it's still not super tight. That's why you tie a trucker's hitch. So to do that, you need to tie a little knot up in the top. And I like to tie a slip knot, which is the best way I think to tie a trucker's hitch. Basically, you take the rope, twist it like so, and then come back up through with a little bit of rope, kind of tighten that thing down just a little bit. So you have that loop, which is easily pulled out if you want, right? And then you're gonna take the leading edge through your hook on the car, put it back through that hole, and then you can just crank that puppy all the way down. That's pretty good, tight enough for my kayak to stay on. Now I'm gonna finish that off with 2 little half hitches here. Keeps that tight. And then one more, make sure it stays on. There you go, that's your trucker's hitch. The next knot is the self-tie bowline. Now we learned how to do the bowline knot right here, so you can check that one out. But this is a different way of tying the bowline, where if you were to say need to tie it around yourself and get hauled up a cliff, then it's really valuable. And all you'd basically do is hold it in your hand, spin it around, tie the bowline like that. And then they can pull you up a cliff, right? I'm gonna slow that down, obviously, and show you how to do it. Hold it in your right hand, over the top of the rope, do a little twist like that, you create that hole, and then let the rabbit come around the tree, back down, give yourself enough rope. There's your bowline knot. And you can get hauled up the cliff, just like that. All right, next we have the taut line. Okay, pretend that this rope is coming off the top of your tent and you want to tie it down to this tree. So instead of just kind of like trying to pull it and getting it tied and tying some sort of knot, all you got to do is tie a taut line. So you take this leading edge and you put it over the rope, and then you're going to come up and around. I'd like to do that once, and then another time on the inside. That's twice. And then you're gonna cross over and you're gonna go the opposite direction, under and through, just like that. So there's your taut line. And the cool thing about this knot is that you can basically tighten it by hand and it'll hold. Now you wouldn't want to use this knot if you were putting it under a lot of strain and pressure, but if you're, say, tying up your tent stakes or something, it's a really handy knot. And you can loosen it, you can tighten it. There you go, that's the taut line.
All right, we learned in another video in this knot series how to make one of these prusik knots, and now I'm gonna apply that to a climbing scenario. As you can see, I'm actually attached to a light post right now for this demonstration, and I'm using a belaying device that you would probably not use with the prusik, but it's just for demonstration. This prusik in the climbing scenario can really help you stay safe when you're going down a mountain. And how you do that is you take this loop and you hold it like so. Basically the knot is a little off. It's not centered in any way. It's just, I put it right next to the rope, and I wrap it around like this, wrap it around the rope that I'm gonna use to belay myself down with. I'm going through the loop and wrapping it around. Trick is not to get caught, and then like that. And then here you see this, I end up with 2 loops like that. Push it together, looks nice and clean. Here is pinching my climbing rope. And then what I do is I take these 2 loops and I hook them onto a carabiner that I have clipped onto the leg loop of my harness, like so. So now this is what it looks like. If I fall or do something stupid, this prusik will actually pinch the rope and catch me. And that's why the prusik is so good. It will basically save you in a really sticky situation. It's a backup that can really help you when you're climbing. This is the next knot we're gonna do, which is actually not so much of a knot. We call this the chain sinnet, and it's a way to make a longer rope a little shorter when you, for example, are going climbing. So I hang this on my harness like so, and I can walk around with my harness without getting the rope entangled. I use this rope when I'm building like an anchor, for example, on the climbing wall. And the good thing about it is, this is what I'm gonna show you. Unhook one, and then this is how long it really is, and that's how quickly I can get it out. All right, so this is how we do it. Start by making a simple slip knot. Cross it over, slip it through, and there's your slip knot right there. And then all I do is I just keep going through the opening. Do one, loop it through once more. There's another one. Loop it through once more, like that. I just keep on going until the rope is all looped up. Actually, I'm gonna stop right there. See how I have a little bit of a slack there? I'm gonna use that and do just a simple locking hitch right at the end to make sure that my loose end doesn't slide through. All right, I have a loop right at the end, and I take it back and I connect it to my original loop like so. And then I have my chains in it like that. This I can clip to my carabiner, clip it to my harness, and bring with me on the rock climbing wall, which is great. So thanks for watching. I hope you learned something. And the cool thing is, this is just one of the videos on knots that we have. We've actually teamed up with a lot of cool people that are specializing in different sports, and they want to show you their favorite knots for their specific sports. So we're putting the links down here below, and click them, and see you in another video.